All right, this next topic, I've really been hesitating to do it because it's completely speculative, but sometimes it becomes so hard to explain behavior in empirical ways with facts that we have that it becomes difficult to avoid speculating. So I'm going to say this super clearly. This is speculative thinking out loud based on the number of people who have written to me, you guys, and said, could Vladimir Putin be terminally ill? And could that explain his behavior, which is unhinged and seemingly reckless, as well as potentially self-destructive to himself and to Russia? Vladimir Putin seems to be making decisions that apparently can't end well for him nor for Russia. The economic damage being inflicted on Russia as a result of the sanctions in response to Putin's aggression, according to some, could damage Russia economically for decades. And what many of you are thinking from the emails I'm getting is, could some horrible illness explain it? One person wrote to me and said, Putin's face is pudgy. Could he be on steroids for some medical condition? Could that be one reason for his rambling and his increased aggression? It's very vague. It's very speculative. Another post on the subreddit, the David Pakman Show subreddit, said, is Putin terminally ill and that's why consequences don't matter to him? Speculative. Another aspect to this is the pictures of Putin sitting cartoonishly far away from people during recent meetings. Yesterday, I retweeted an image from the morning of Putin meeting with his supposedly top advisors, and he quite literally appears to be at a 50-foot long table, 50 feet away from his closest advisors. And there's many possible explanations for that. He's generally known to be a germaphobe. It could be that simple. We heard, well, he's just very careful about COVID. It could be, as we talked about on yesterday's bonus show, Putin may fear that someone within his advisors might try to kill him. And so he's keeping physical distance. I mean, it really could be anything. The other aspect of this that people have talked about is that in two videos from last week, videos which in principle were filmed days apart, Vladimir Putin is wearing the exact same suit and tie. He seems disheveled. He seemed sort of confused, leading to speculation that the videos were filmed at the same time and Putin's not really well enough to be out and filming videos regularly. Again, it is completely speculative. And what's going on here is we're all trying to come up with explanations for unexplainable behavior from Vladimir Putin. Is he simply this much of an unhinged authoritarian and he's not sick and he's just doing this anyway? Does he have a death wish? Is he such a narcissist that he thinks he won't end up hurt no matter what he does? Or, at the tail end of that is he terminally ill and just trying to go out with a bang? No one hypothesis is that much crazier, that much more crazier, that much more likely. One journalist, Udo Lischkes, who's the former director of the German broadcaster ARD's studios in Moscow, also brought up the possibility that Putin could be suffering from a serious health issue, said after seeing these recent videos of Putin, he just doesn't look at all like he looked months ago. And Lischke's highlighted claims by foreign affairs specialist and academic Fiona Hill, who said Putin could potentially be ill. So that's the whole story. You all now know everything I know and everything that's been said. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, understanding that this is not a news report of Putin being sick. Could this be going on? Many of you seem to think it is, and you've brought it to me. And now you basically know all of the claims that I'm aware of. Let me know. Find me on Twitter at @dpacman. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. One of our sponsors is Splendid Spoon. Now, if you're like me, I love planning my meals out for the week, but sometimes I just run out of time to plan them for every single day. And Splendid Spoon makes that whole process a lot easier. They deliver fresh, delicious, plant-based meals right to your door, ready to eat. No cooking, no cleaning dishes. Saves you a lot of time. You can choose from over 50 hot and cold meal options. There's smoothies, grain and noodle bowls, soups. I'm a big soup guy. Many of you know that. I also really liked the vegan meatballs with marinara noodles. Delicious. Both I and Splendid Spoon believe eating more plant-based is a great tool for feeling good, for helping the environment. The list goes on. I'm not vegan. You all know that, I think. But Splendid Spoon is really great to just help me maximize the proportion of plants in my diet. Splendid Spoon takes all of the work out of tasty, healthy, plant-based meals. And you'll save $35 when you go to splendidspoon.com/Pacman. The link is down below.